here along the border. You want to explain what's going on, folks? Just real quick, there's just a lot of talk right there.
So here we are holding a prayer circle, a few hundred feet from where it be taking place. We are here on Kumeyaay lands. We're surrounded at the moment by lots of border patrol, sheriffs, looks like some federal vehicles as well. Straight up ahead of us, there is a 500-acre exclosure zone where they've threatened arrest if we enter. So we're holding space here for the time being.
If anybody wants to come talk to me, just hang out here.
There's also a lot of anti-black
Alright, anybody who's just joining, we're going to be kind of sitting back. Again, there's a prayer circle going on right now. You can see there's different sort of authority vehicles kind of not sure who that is, but you can see up here there's sheriffs and multiple border patrol units. More of them are coming along the way here. You can see this road down there. I think we're probably about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 45, 50 minutes west of so-called San Diego, yeah. And so yeah, we're going to be live here again. We just want to keep the feed live. Again, you can see that people are just in a circle. They've been praying now for maybe an hour. Different people have spoken from different, just like representatives or just members of different tribes from across the nation who have come to support. They're sharing songs and prayers. Again, I'm going to try to keep back. The prayers I think are over. I've been waiting to go live until I could get the okay, so I want to let you know that from my understanding, the prayers are done now. But we're just going to stay live here. If you have questions, drop them in the chat. Again, thanks for watching, and you can follow the Instagram Kumeyaay Defense Against the Wall. And if you look, there's a link tree there in the description of what we're watching. And if you click on that, you can find all the links that have to do with this mobilization. You can see here's another vehicle coming. And so yeah, we're going to be live here for a bit. I'm assuming for a couple hours, and we'll just see what happens. Again, we're just bringing you out here. This is the border wall, from my understanding, is separating different Kumeyaay bands of folks. I'm going to get some speakers from them as well, so they can tell you. That's what I'm hearing. So that's why there's a lot of if you've been watching, there's a lot of like land back actions along the wall. It's because a lot of tribal nations actually are on both sides of the so-called U.S.-Mexico border, and now they're building these walls that are separating them from each other. And from time immemorial, like the trade routes went through these territories from all the way down to what's called South America now to here. And so folks are here again. You can see they're here in a good way. They're in prayer. They're in a circle. They've been sharing, and yeah, we're just gonna be live for a little bit. And yeah, let's see what happens. And I'm just trying to keep my distance a little. Yeah, if you're watching, go ahead and share out that link. Just hit like, share, follow. Again, thanks for watching here on the Indian Collective. And you can look at Kumeyaay Defense Against the Wall. And again, check out that link tree for more information about this land back fight going on right now. There, defense. Is that a better word? And again, the Border Patrol has been kind of keeping their distance. One vehicle at one time did come up to about right there, set off their sirens for a second, but then they backed up back. Thanks everyone for joining. Please go ahead and like and share and share out this link. And again, check out the link tree for more information about this specific. I'll walk us around here. See what they're talking about the exclusion zone. No, let's cross that. See like all the vehicles that are parked there. That's where the standstill. And then the people are going to walk around. And this is where we're going for a bit. You can see vehicles moving behind the prayer circle. I think somebody's watching it now. Correct, this is the California-Mexico border. We are about, I think maybe 50 minutes away from west of San Diego right now. And where the vehicles are going, there's active border wall construction happening. See behind this prayer circle. And then folks are sitting here in prayer. We've heard a few different songs from different peoples who have come here to share them in this circle and hold this space together. And that's what's going on right now. It's probably just going to be going on for a couple hours, so please, just bear with us, and we'll see you. I think everything feels good right now. And again, nothing, this is basically what this has been going on for maybe an hour before I came live. And so just know that folks have been holding this space. The only thing that's really changed is they brought some chairs have been brought out for folks to help folks with their, you need to be able to sit down, get rest, stuff like that. And so that's basically the only thing that changed. And of course, more of these police vehicles are coming up. I don't know. This is an unmarked vehicle, so I'm not sure what that will be. But you can see the Border Patrol and the Sheriff's unit is there. Another Sheriff's unit looks like it's coming up right here. At least it's marked. I don't know who those folks are. There's been some traffic going back and forth. This looks like we have some workers heading to a site. From my understanding, there's different. This is the Access Road 3, so there's different job sites along the whole route. If you have questions, you can try to drop them in the chat. I should be able to see it. Again, we're going to be standing still for a little bit, letting people speak. I don't want to get in a lot of people's spaces right now. Again, this has been a prayer circle for the last hour. I was given the okay to come live now, checking in with folks to make sure that they're aware, and also just to respect the prayers. You can see there's.
I always tell people, try not to run across the sky. The best part of traveling slowly is it comes to the journey of the sun. Is learning how to use all those techniques that you learn. It's in our songs. There's songs that talk about the illumination of the sky, that talk about the constellation, being watched over. And it talks about, sometimes our past will sometimes cover difficulties, right? But we shouldn't look at those as struggles. We should look at those as opportunities to see who can we lean on, who can we talk to. And it's turning those instructions into life lessons, right? And that's just one of the many things. And there's other songs that really talk about getting up and doing right? Getting up, making use of that time.
Again, we're also kind of in a remote area, so I apologize if it drops or gets a little shaky. But we're gonna keep it going, and just kind of keep it alive. You can see the sun's rising. It's pretty real bright. The sun's rising in the east right now. Feels really peaceful. Feeling laughing. So, I mean, as this day has unfolded, it has been feeling really peaceful. Let's listen for a little bit so you can kind of just listen to the remoteness of where we're at. I think you'll probably start hearing a little construction in the distance. You can hear an escalator going. It's also going to heat up because I think the temperature's been averaging around 100. Right now it's cool, so we'll see how everything holds together as things get hotter. Casey, there. If people have spirit, I don't know about the ET. And Sulema, thanks for advising people on where we were at. Again, I don't know how perfect my ability to monitor the chat will be, but I'll do my best. See folks bring up more chairs, more water. Again, it's going to get really hot. I assume it's going to be pretty uncomfortable eventually here. But people hope to hold this space. Again, there's my understanding, an active construction site on the other side of this prayer circle. And people are planning to stay out here for a little bit. And my grandma used to walk across the border and the walls of Arizona. And then Rebecca was offering prayers to the folks here. So we're live right now.
We don't create the competition.
Border Patrol is just kind of milling around now. That's a couple sheriffs, Border Patrol, fans who are looking on. And it looks like anybody who's just joining, we are near the I guess U.S.-Mexico border, what it's called. They're currently constructing the border wall, which is splitting across different tribal nations, splitting the nations apart. Earlier, people were talking about how the border, they didn't cross the border, the border crossed them. Just talking about how people were already here, and then all of a sudden there was this border, and you know, you're from this country or this other country, but if you're from a tribal nation, you're always here. You're always on this territory, and now you're being separated. And so that's what they're talking about happening right now with this physical barrier. Again, people are just sharing songs. I'm trying to keep a little bit of a distance because I know that it's a prayer circle, and I was given the okay to film, but I think people are really sharing a lot and trying to be respectful, but also just, you know, aware that anything can really happen. So we're keeping our distance. I apologize, we are in a remote area. It looks like the signal's dropping on a little bit. Yeah.
It talks about, they sent a runner up here to tell our people to get ready to fight. They wanted to come down and fight. Then we are from the mountains. Because you come all the way here. Our people, the Kumeyaay people, are getting the best of it. Because we know this area.
always tell a story. When we come together, these songs tell a tale. And the thing that I was told is you can say words, but your true prayers are your actions. So I want to thank each and every one of you.
And I apologize if the feed is dropping and coming back. We're here in a prayer circle just near the border wall in Kumeyaay territory as people are praying and defending against the splitting of their territory by the border wall.
As the sun comes up, I apologize. I'd like to stay here throughout the day, but my so-called schedule. But it's been nice to be here for me this morning. Making jokes over here saying the sun comes up, the coyotes got to run away, so I got to get out of here. But it's really a good thing to wake up and do these kinds of things. You know, sometimes people will say about these kinds of things like you're wasting your time or it's a waste of energy. Very pessimistic, thinking about, just the physical. They watch that wall go up or whatever. They feel like it has no impact or something like that. And that's just because they're disconnected. They don't understand that there's bigger things at play. A lot of that wall being put up isn't just a physical thing. It's very much a spiritual thing. And it's hard to put into words what something like that represents. To not just our people, but to everybody, to humanity, to have that as a concept. And as much as it tries to pull people apart and divide, coming together like this is doing the exact opposite. And so the blessings that we all get like this, it's like that old butterfly effect, where little things add up to big things. It inspires each and every one of us. I know when I leave today, the rest of my week, when I come to things like this, I do feel good. It's a good feeling. It's a feeling in your heart. You feel positive, and then you go out and interact with other people. You kind of share that with them. You never know how that impacts their life. Sometimes people walk around and they're having hard times. You come up and crack a joke, or you say something kind, or you're just a nice vibe to them. It might change their whole course of their day. It might change the course of their life. It's weird, tomorrow's the anniversary of one of my nephews that passed on. And he took his life. And he drove by my house that day. I was at work. I got the call when I went down. And, it was very hard to hear from my wife and I and my family because he drove by a lot of our homes before that happened. And I don't know why. I don't know. There's just things that are beyond my understanding. That's for the Creator to understand, I guess, or to why it is to what it is. I'm just a simple human. I only have so many things that I've learned in my life so far and understandings. But I often think, one interaction can be so powerful. Somebody would have stopped him, made a joke with him, or, maybe it was just his time. I don't know. But I do know our people have a lot of challenges. I know that we as individuals have a lot of challenges. We do the best we can in those times. And a lot of times we need help from other people. And we need things like this that really help us, make us feel good. And there's a big strength to that. There's a power to that. There's something that comes from that, a very real thing that comes from that. It's real important, actually, that connection. Right now our whole society is kind of in a weird spot where they're telling you not to be connected to somebody. Don't show them your face, stay away, be scared of people. They walk by you on the streets, stand back, they might have something that's going to kill you or something. And I'm a germaphobe too a little bit, so I get it. But at the same time, we have to continue to that, hey, we're going to get up early in the morning and show up somewhere and just watch the sunrise together. You guys are going to watch us and we're going to watch the sun. But, you know, I'm taking a lot away from today. It's very inspiring. I feel empowered. I feel powerful. I feel strong. I feel good. I want to go make jokes and have a good day. And to be honest with you, and I'll tell you, you know, we see this stuff on social media, the news, we, you know, hear about it. It kind of beats you down a little bit. It's kind of like, wow, that's messed up. You feel very weak. You feel like we don't have no power. You feel powerless. You know, there's nothing you can do. And that's kind of part of it. They want you to think that. They want you to feel that. Because they know when you feel that way, you become disabled. That you do give up on trying to make good. And that you're kind of handicapped to actually making change. But all real change starts like this, grassroots. Individuals coming together to talk, communicate, share with one another. And then together they build change. That's how all positive change, all changes happen that way. So us coming together here is the exact opposite of that disabling sentiment, that feeling of you can't do nothing. You feel empowered here. This is an empowering thing. And those that can't make it out or couldn't make it today, or maybe are a little shy or timid, they see this and they're empowered. And they go out there and they do things. So it always goes beyond this circle here. You can have 3 people there. It goes beyond. I'll tell you, back in, I guess it was July, it's been a minute, I don't know, time's flying. So-called time, so-called schedules. I'm always 20 minutes late to everything. That's my decolonization in progress. By the process. I make a point to be late. I will not go by that clock. I'm kidding. But that's actually kind of true. It's a bad habit. But my people didn't make that clock. If you want to start fighting, let's start fighting that. But in July,
there's a ranger here. So I'm going to move back across the road. Again, if you're just joining, we're right near the U.S.-Mexico border wall construction that's separating Kumeyaay territory. They've brought together people to have a prayer circle. For the last hour and a half, people have been sharing songs and stories and prayers. I checked in, so it was cool to go live, so I was kind of watching people continue to share. Again, if you're just joining, you can look at the link tree in the description to learn more about this land back ongoing campaign. It's been going for a while. This is not the first thing that's happened here. It's the first time that the Indian collective has been able to get here, at least in August. Well, we'll see. To quite a live stream. We got the first time that's happened. And so you can keep following us for different looks at different campaigns that are going on nationwide on Turtle Island. But also, if you want to keep following this specific campaign, I'd really suggest to look at that link tree and get linked into what's going on here and how to support here if you'd like to do that.
But it's in their heart still. So you know that these things have an impact. You stand there with 5 people, 10 people, 50 people. I don't know how many are here, but thousands, see, feel, express, get something from that. And it grows, and they have impact. Exponentially, I guess is the word. But it just grows, and it's like that. And that's a real powerful thing that I think all of our old people have told us too. They tell us, you know, when no one's around watching, what are you doing? What are you doing when no one's looking at you and watching you? Those actions have impact too. Today there's a lot of people watching, but there wasn't always a lot of people one another. For some of these guys that have been camped out, they're watching on social media again, bad habit. Watching, show up, you can't be here. What kind of stuff is that? They just got here. Go to someone's house, you can't be here. Like, I've lived here thousands of years. I can't stand right here. You know, but pray for those people, you know, because we all have life's challenges. People have things at home that are going on, families, you know, so pray for Jamie here. He's got a lot goes on in his life too, a busy man, a leader amongst our people. It's hard for him to come out and spend time, be here. Martha, Stan, all these guys. Listen, my neighbor, you know, I'm really extremely proud of her. I grew up kind of quick. I was a man on my own in a house next door to her dad. I seen her grow up as a young person all the way through, hanging out with my nephews and all of them. That's their family. By that way, we're related. And to see her come and become a leader in all of these things that she does, very proud of her. Proud of all that she's done with our language. Puts her heart into these things. It's not easy. Walk amongst your people like that, sometimes it can be hard because people will come at you. They themselves not everybody's walking around with a good heart at all times. Sometimes they say bad things. So we have to protect ourselves. But, you know, remember to pray for this minister here and think about it. Be willing to help each other out. Okay, take care of one another. Make sure they have water. My words are powerful. Push them all away. For real though, really take care of one another. You know what I mean? This is beyond this circle. The circle should just kind of like stay with you throughout the day and throughout. You know, a week from now you're buying some bread or something. You should still have this imprint in your heart somewhere, in your mind. You know, if you're thinking about one another, even if you don't know the name, maybe right now you just know each other's eyes. But that's important too. Just think about one another and give a good thought, you know, good prayer for them. When you wake up in the morning, that sun before it comes up, when it's going down, you know, just let yourself float off. Think good thoughts about these guys, one another, what's going on out here. It's not always easy. You know, that's what I said to Melissa, I said this morning. First thing came to my mind, how are you holding up? You okay? Because she's, you know, powerful. You see a big, powerful image there. But we're all humans, you know. We all have hard times. I know I've gone through mine in my life. And you appreciate people being there to help you. You know, even just a kind word goes a long way. So I want to sing a few more songs. I don't know what we're doing, but just feeling it. And then, but I want to allow Martin to say some verse first.
Can I go live?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
We'll sing a few songs because I'm feeling it, and then I have to go. Again, all good journeys. They say you should sing a few songs. You guys can relax. I'm usually going to be more relaxed songs, but I'm going to go on my great journey to so-called work, I guess. These things that my people didn't make that job. It's like the clock. Well, I show up late. Yeah, that's what I know.
Again, we are just in this prayer circle, Lord Song Circle, here from this space. This is a constraint.
We gotta go, old coyote ways. You'll notice when we sing, we're like walking. That we're telling the story of the journeys of our people. You know, that's part of our way. Go walk around. With that, you know, also remember to take care of your health, guys. You know, drink that water, get your vitamins, exercise. We can't be out here doing this stuff if we're not taking care of ourselves too. That's an important thing. Sadly, our natives, you know, we're like leading everything when it comes to the bad stuff. You know, the diabetes, heart problems, high blood pressure, all these things. It's not our way, but that's what that reservation. When we talk about genocide and things like that, that's what that means. They give us a lifestyle that we had to take on, and it's one that kills us. And so, legitimately, it's killing us off. My community, Melissa and mine, they did a study and they said the average age of death is 43 years old. We have elders walking around, of course, but we lose so many young people, and we lose so many people, close to that 40 years of age. Alcohol abuse, drug abuse, diabetes, heart problems. Sometimes people get erratic behavior because long ago, our teenagers would go out hunting and stuff. They go out and find themselves. They go out and do things that made them feel good, where they can examine who they were a little better, have better clarity. Now, they're sitting around. They're sitting around and their warrior ways are floating off, and they don't know how to adjust. Young ladies the same. They took our ceremonies away that taught our kids how to become men, become women, adults, whatever they identify as. They took those ceremonies away, so now we have what they call prolonged adolescence. People, they live this wild lifestyle until they're 30. And then they're like, man, I need to grow up. Where a long time ago, 15, 16,
Yes.
it's time to start giving back to your community, find your way to help. The sad thing is a lot of our people don't make it to 30s and 40s to figure that out. They get caught in that train track of rough living, and it's hard to come back. Easy to take on some of those things, but hard to quit them. So, anyways, I just want to express all of that, and just remind you guys all, you're all very powerful people, and that power comes straight from the Creator. I was going to say, these guys can't take it from you, but they already left. That's our Indian way. We just keep hanging in there, man. They keep coming. We're still here. We ain't going to leave. They'll leave at some point. Yeah. All right. Why, oh, me call, why, oh, me call, why, oh, me call, why, me, why, oh, call, why, oh, me call, why, me call, why, me call, why, me, I am
here near the construction of the border wall. It's split into tribal nation. Folks are sharing songs and stories as they prayerful space. You can see that all the vehicles went around this road. Now they're behind this line. They must have driven down to get behind the barricade.
Yeah, I wanted to. It was a mystery. Thank you.
Oh, she's out of town. Star Wars.
Jamie? I'm Stacy.
Oh, Stacy, right on.
The water's for y'all.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You were talking about taking care of everyone and not taking care of yourself. You're not even taking any water yet.
I'm famous for that.
Yeah, so the water's for y'all.
Thank you so much.
Give me 1 second.
Stacy Stanley. Okay.
Sandy? Alright.
Yes, ma'am.
That'll be an easy one then. And your name was?
Ralph.
Ralph?
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah.
But how are they?
excuse me.
A lot of those songs have double meanings like that, where it's like literally saying this, but it's saying that. So it happens with something that people on their side. But they come on the road and they're
Yeah.
soul and everything. They're singing the soul out of the body. Those first ones.
So again, ladies and gentlemen,
You said it right.
I want to thank you for all your support.
Yeah.
And I have to get going. I got a medical appointment. But I wanted to be out here and support all of you and continue. And in our language, Kumeyaay, for everything that you do, we have a word that we use. It's Chahayachan, which means we praise you for your sacrifices. So for all of you, Chahayachan, thank you again for everything. And Asukum Nuwiuma, Maiham Mepsho, Yupu Mayum Nasom, Achan Kanam. I said, may the Creator watch over all of you, protect all of us, and we have safe journeys. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of you again. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Right?
I like that.
Yeah, me too. So, all right. Yeah. We're just
Probably better than a phone.
Excuse me,
all right.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I gotta get to work. Yeah, okay. All right.
I was wondering if you could just really tell me on camera where we're at, what's going on. I'm live right now. If you don't feel like it, it's no big deal.
Later on.
All right,
big
man.
man. For
Take
sure,
care.
man. All right, thank you.
My respect.
They look good still.
Pretty good. Pretty good. We'll walk over here. Alright, so we're this live. You can see, we kind of listen to what was going on. I hope you can hear it. I'm going to walk back outside the circle. Over here. Okay, I think we're dropping again. I apologize for that. Alright, well, I think you'll get to hold here for a little bit. I am
Sunday. We have to be all humble. It turns into. Got like so chicken scratch off it on out there. Okay, so that's what time do you guys meet?
Sometime on Saturday because the ceremony is early in the morning on Sunday.
Are you still like
You guys are hot over there.
But I can take it down after this. Just hang out, you know.
Yeah.
Just so people know what's going on. Hey, what's up? We're gonna try to get like a short interview with folks to him a little bit. I don't want to be the person explaining what's happening because I'm also just learning now.
Yeah, not to know.
So yeah, so we've been out here for a couple hours maybe, I'd say. Yeah, sounds good.
just let Lorenzo explain?
Sure. Well, we're live. Just like if you just want to tell folks where we're at and what's going on and what brought people here, anything you want them to know, basically.
Okay.
But that's how she been like.
Okay, penya mati pe jam. Jamunya chuhinya makupai wuspanan. Bele hilikuinya wait. Uyukuyi helpenya make. We're here at the border. Call to action. Protesting what's going on. The construction of the border wall. We're here from the four directions, and we're here to just let the people know what is happening here. You know, when we talk about what they're putting, it's this edifice is really to xenophobia and just trying to keep our people apart. I'm a Kumeyaay from here in San Diego, and half of our people are in Baja. This is our traditional territory, and they're putting, you know, these people who aren't even from here are putting this wall to separate. And just by doing that, what they're saying are the people on the other side are less than. They're others, and you know, why do they keep them out? But this is our traditional territory. We have gone through this territory for thousands and thousands of years, and this is something that people do not understand. You know, the rights that we have as individuals, that we who are part of this land, to be able to cross and recross in our own traditional territory. Some people say the promised land or the Holy Land is in Palestine. But for our people, this is our Holy Land. Each one of these mountains tells a story. All of this area tells a story for us. And we want to keep it that way. And this is why we're here. And, you know, one of the things that, you know, I mean, what they're doing is, I mean, to me, it's fundamentally wrong. And it's like that saying, that adage goes, that there are some things that are legal but not moral. And other things, moral but are not legal. And we have a lot of moral people here who are standing up for the rights of us as human beings and the dignity of us as human beings. So thank you very much. And you know what? Thank you for your support, everybody. I know there's plenty of you out there. You know what? We need more support down here. Please come down here, support, make these numbers grow. Make our voice be heard. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You know what? It's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be here with all these people who have taken time out in their life to come. You know, we say our word for our spirit, our soul is matao. And we're all on a path. And we've all come together, this place at this time, to, you know, to exercise our constitutional rights, to let people know we do not approve of this, that this is fundamentally wrong. But you know what? It's going to take more voices. So everybody out there who is in agreement, please come down here and support. Please come support what is happening here. Support this protest against the border wall construction. You should see what they're doing. And it not only affects the Kumeyaay native land, culture, or religious ways, but it also affects the ecology of the area, the biodiversity, and You do not know what kind of footprint you're leaving later on for other people. So please come down, help all of us out here, help us, help our voices to be heard. Thank you very much.
Again, if you're watching, you can go to the link tree. Thank you so much. Yeah, you can go to the link tree in the description to figure out how to support this ongoing prayer camp, Camp Land Back. And so, if you check out the link tree, you can see all the different places if you want to donate, if you want to see information about how to come and support. It's all in the description there.
You ready?
Yeah, I do.
Anybody who wants to talk to me, now's the time. So we're just trying to get a few interviews to give the people here an opportunity to tell you why they're here. Again, I don't really want to be the person telling you why the folks are here. I am listening, I am learning, but it's just more important to hear the people who are actually from this territory.
You want to say something to the camera real quick?
And they also heard a lot of the speakers already as well throughout the live. So okay. Ooh, it's dropping again. Yes. All right.
Yeah, that too. I got my boots on.
It's dropping apart here. It can also be the heat.
Supposed to be in prayer. What am I doing? Hey, hi. Wait, what?
Take care, everybody.
People have a pool party and like 50 kids over there, they're pumping hip hop and everything. And then like now they're like 11. I'm like, whatever, it's cool.
We're staying live most of the second. Again, we're trying to get a few more interviews. I don't want to walk up to people because I have a live camera, so we do have somebody asking for interviews right now. So we're going over here and we'll have a short conversation. Again, thanks again for watching. Thanks for following the Indian Collective. Keep following, like, follow, and share this feed if you want to take a look. We're going to take a look at a bunch of different land back fights across the country, and we're hoping. And this is sort of where we're starting, and we're in the Kumeyaay territory right now. You can see the border patrols right there, kind of on looking. I'm pretty sure they brought these walls out. I heard them scraping. You can see they're staggered. And it's like sheriffs, border patrol, park rangers, and park rangers, sheriff. I didn't see what the county was. I apologize for that. And border patrol. And also different workers have gone by as well.
Oh, no, you're
Yeah, the signal's like.
just hold the coastline. Holding it down, holding it down. North Park. Probably really important.
Anyways, yeah, I'm just looking at the wall, at the ground. It's pretty simple. Yeah, the kilobits have definitely dropped. Yeah, we're in the middle of nowhere. We're definitely throwing a bunch of stuff together to make this work. Alright. It's all good. Alright, well, I'm gonna take this down, alright?
You want to see anything?
What live is it?
Again, if you're watching, we're probably going to take this down in a second. You can go to the description on the live feed. You can see the link tree there. It has a whole bunch of different ways that you can support what's going on right now. Everything good?
I don't know, Jojo. What else? Ask me a question.
Where I can ask questions.
Okay, that sounds good.
Where are we right now?
We are currently in unceded Kumeyaay territory, ancestral homeland to the Kumeyaay, also known as the Ipai Tipai. This wall, we are here in defiance of this wall. We're here with indigenous resistance. We are here with our community and allies to resist imperialism, to resist destruction of ancestral bones. We're here to resist white supremacy and racism, all in which that this wall stands for. Today we have gathered in a prayer circle and prayed for the ancestors and prayed for everyone here, and we pray that our circle grows bigger and that also people can stand with us as we continue this fight. As we know, elections are coming, and this is going to be a big indigenous fight that not only serves the Kumeyaay people but also the Ta'anotum Nation, and also serves every single border nation that is being cut in half by this border wall. We stand in solidarity with everyone that is fighting this wall, and yeah.
What is it Camp Landback?
Yeah. So Camp Landback was so-called served a piece of paper by colonial machines, also known as Bureau of Land Management, and we were forcibly removed from our prayer camp. We were camping on the so-called border for about 6 days, 5 nights, and during those 6 days and 5 nights we were met with white supremacy, people violently attacking us, actually punching people in the face, in which that I know of, assaulting us, verbally assaulting us as well. We were met with harassment with Border Patrol. We were met with harassment with BLM, Bureau of Land Management. We were met with harassment with Marines. There's Army Corps of Engineers. We were met with harassment from almost every agency in which that they could call upon these construction workers, this construction site. They called in almost everybody, including the National Guard, but nobody wanted to come and so-called remove us until BLM did on Monday. So it was during the fall equinox, so we like to call that eviquinox. So yeah, that was that happened not too long ago, and we're just here to say that, you know, you may have done that, but we're still here, and as well as that we're growing, as well as that we're still here and prayerful, and we're still here being nonviolent, and we're still here to stand for the ancestors and the lands.
And what I guess Camp Landback, and you hear Landback a lot right now in like indigenous circles, and I guess what brought that name, and what does that mean here, I guess?
The name Camp Landback came from, we were talking about it amongst ourselves as the collective that is called Kumeyaay Defense Against the Wall. We were talking about it, and we were trying to figure out like how to make this inclusive, not only to just Kumeyaay people, but as well as to other nations and other people part of the diaspora and or part of stolen land in which that they cannot name, in which part of stolen people in which that they cannot name. So Landback is inclusive, and as well as that, it's exactly what we're doing is exercising our indigenous sovereignty, and as well as I think Nick Tilson said it best, you know, it brings the past into the present. You know, it brings the fact that the land was stolen, and as well as that we want it back, and we're actively doing and pursuing land back as indigenous peoples, and as well as people of allies that understand that this was part of colonialism, this is part of the doctrine of domination, and as well as that, you know, this is so-called America has been built off of false lies and false paperhood, and you know, it goes all the way back to the Spanish crown, in which that us Kumeyaay people have resisted. We burned down 2 missions, and then we went up north to help the Chumash burn down their mission. So resistance is in our ancestral DNA, and as well as it's a part of this land. So land back is just a part of this history, and as well as we're trying to perpetuate that into the future.
I guess, like, would you consider, so land back isn't just located to here? It's sorry, that's what you say. It's like a movement happening everywhere. Or how would you view it?
I view land back as, time is linear. A lot of the times, that's how people perceive it. But land back could even be used for, even for like the takeover of Wounded Knee. Like that was an assertion of indigenous sovereignty, and land back is just a thing that I heard at multiple indigenous action camps, and it's a fun thing to say because it's very direct and you know exactly what you're talking about whenever you use that word and that term. Is just like it's indigenous sovereignty back. It's just receiving that stolen land and giving it back to the people in which that was stolen from, and those injustices that were served to these indigenous lands and indigenous peoples.
And it's like when you say that, so it's like continuation then. Like this isn't something new.
Correct.
It's just a continuation of what's already been going on.
Yeah, this is just a recall of the past, calling out the colonial system in which that has stolen our land, and as well as that it perpetuates it further into saying that, yeah, we're going to keep on doing this until we actually get our land back.
And how can people, I guess, get involved or support what's going on here, or get involved in getting their land back? I guess what would you suggest?
Yeah, the biggest thing I could probably suggest is just, one, educate yourself on whose land you are occupying, acknowledge the people there and see what kind of struggles are happening there, and if don't ask any forced labor from any indigenous people. So if they're not ready to receive your help in that way, look for other resources. I know Indian Collective has a lot of networks in that way. I know that Kumeyaay Defense Against the Wall right here, we have a link tree to go into financial resources, and as well as we have a call out submission form in which that you can go through that and do our screening process. The reason why we have a screening process is to keep us safe and as well as to keep this circle safe. As we've seen from other resistant camps like Standing Rock, that there was infiltrators and as well as people who weren't, who as well weren't complying with the nonviolent direct action and the prayer circles and stuff like that. So with that submission form, we just make you sign a couple agreements, and if you fail to meet those agreements while you're here in this space, then we can hold you accountable and saying that, well, you said this on your piece of paper, and it just keeps us safe and as well as the circle safe, and it ensures that BIPOC bodies and as well as Two-Spirit and bodies can be safe and secure and feel a little bit more comfortable in that way.
Can I keep asking questions?
Yeah, that's fine.
So and during Standing Rock, it was well documented that the state pitted people against each other, like white folks versus tribal folks or indigenous folks, like non-violent folks versus the idea of violent folks to them. And I guess is this like your way of trying to provide a safety or trying to deal with that happened there, or?
I think we can learn from other ways of doing it, and we can actually build upon that. I don't think there's anything wrong at all with anything that has happened in the past, and we're just here as indigenous youth trying to make it better for ourselves and which that we see fit in this time and moment for ourselves. We are a small collective, we are a small initiative, we are just barely growing and getting legs on our feet and actually seeing this run on Instagram. That's our biggest platform. And we're just trying to navigate those things. We just ask folks to be patient with us, and if you guys have an idea that can make this work better, there's always room for more brains, more bodies. The thing about pitting people against each other is that at the end of the day, we don't need a wall to divide people. And that's what we're here to fight against, is just the constant division of what's happening. And I think I really want to coin the term decolonization. I know it's like such a trendy word, and people are just like, oh, let's decolonize from the systems. But I think the biggest thing we can learn from decolonization is just stepping away from the colonial system altogether and resisting the legal courts and resisting everything in which that has been imposed and forced upon us as indigenous people. And I believe that this is an initiative that is doing that in a way that is inclusive and is binding, and as well as it's just we're still learning, and this whole entire resistance of colonialism is, I don't want to say it's new, but it is it's taking new ideas in order to fight modern times.
So I'm just thinking about division a lot, and so like I assume what will happen is people will look at this and be like, this is just for indigenous folks, it's just like BLM is just for black folks, according to people, which isn't true. Obviously that's not how they've worded it ever. And so I guess what would you say to that when people look on this and maybe try to start dividing it, Yeah,
I mean, there's division within our own indigenous folks. I think the biggest thing that we can build this foundation on is that the fact that this is injustice and the fact that this is dehumanizing people south of the border, and the fact that this is a fight against genocide, and it's a fight against that wall doesn't serve anything but killing people. Whenever we were at camp, we were cleaning up water bottles and shoes made out of carpet and rope. So you know that these people are making this journey, making this trek in order to get a better life. And as far as division goes, I don't think there's anything too dividing about preventing more death and humanity.
Can you speak about the arrests?
Yeah. So the arrests happened Monday. There were two individuals in which that I respected really much. They were arrested around noon. We were forcibly removed around, I want to say 11:17. And, you know, they were arrested during ceremony. And I think that's the biggest, we haven't put it out yet on Kada, but we're on the works of that. But the biggest thing there is just the fact that they're arrested during ceremony. We were forcibly removed off the unceded Kumeyaay territory, and as well as that the fact that we were able to hold space and prevent the wall from being built. So it is possible to stop this. It's possible to abolish this border. It's possible to continue to grow. The arrests, there was one white presenting person, and then there was one brown presenting person, and from what we tell from their first-hand stories, the white presenting person was treated better than the brown presenting person. The brown presenting person was pushed against the wall and like treated like a thug or like a criminal and illegal, stuff like that. They like kicked their legs open pretty much, and just, you know, it was just really violating. And that's just, you know, that's just the political environment that we're in. That's just the police society that we're in right now, to be honest.
And I guess like do you have another question? I mean, thank you so much for your time too. I know that you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. So, you know, I feel like we feel removed, right, from, it's like there's this really kind of violent political situation going on, and here we are sort of looking around. And I guess how does that feel when to be here trying to stop this desecration, but also see sort of this current turmoil in the country?
I think they're working in tandem. I believe that Indigenous liberation is in tandem with Black liberation. I believe it's with people of color liberation. I believe that the biggest entity that we are fighting right now is colonialism and white supremacy and doctrine of discovery, and like forcing people to be dominated in order for submission and all that other stuff. And I think that, you know, there's no, you know, white supremacy is exactly what it is. There's nothing really hiding from that term. I think that this is just beautiful that we're able to have this circle that includes all people of color, and includes Indigenous voices from across Turtle Island, and includes Indigenous voices from Palestine, also called Palestine. We've had some Kanaka voice their opinions here too. I think that this is Indigenous liberation has no borders at the end of the day, and as well as Black liberation has no borders at the end of the day too.
Well, so I have to ask this question. It's terrible. So, what would you tell, like, I guess, like, white accomplices or sort of like European Americans about like their involvement in what's going on? You kind of already said that they should, you know, reach out to Indigenous leadership, but also if they're not ready, they should just step back and not pressure. Wait till they're. I guess I don't know if you have anything else to say.
You know, we're very strategic about our white accomplices. We've had a lot of European Americans reach out to us in that way to support, and the biggest thing that we can, you know, there's a story like during like Saturday or Sunday, a white ally came, and you know they had problems, and they threw up because they had so much anxiety. Like, this is, you know, they realized that they're in a militarized state, a surveilled place, and constantly, you know, just being harassed and stuff like that, and they couldn't handle it like that. So I just want to say that this is this is not a this is not a game. I think that the biggest thing that we can ask for white folks is just to
Morning, guys.
listen and watch.
How are you? Good. Hey, I just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of our new closure order. Okay, are you guys? I'm Officer Titus with the Bureau of Land Management. Nice to meet you, Ryan. So can I talk to you? Are you guys aware of our new closure order? Okay. So I'll give this one to you, but there's a bunch of copies. Effective on the 22nd at 5 p.m. It is completely closed back there for the safety, for public safety in relation to the heavy equipment use and blasting operations associated with the construction of the barrier along the United States and Mexico border. All human entry within that 850-acre parcel that encompasses Smith Canyon near the United States and Mexico border is prohibited. Okay? I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of that, and that's for everybody's safety. Okay? Cool.
So how far back?
Any violation of this? You guys good? Out
I
here?
have a few questions. Your Bureau of Land Management?
Excuse me?
Your Bureau of Land Management?
Yes.
Okay, so we also have your tribal relations guidelines that state that you are supposed to be consulting with tribes, and also, let's see, I don't know, I'm not a lawyer, but I can read. Let's see here.
Ma'am? Ma'am,
So it says
are your questions going to be in relation to this closure order?
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm going to stay back a little bit because of the signal strength is stronger right there. The Bureau of Land Management has come and given maps out, and now there's some questions about how they're supposed to be interacting with tribes according to the BLM.
Ma'am, I'm here to talk about the closure order that we put into effect.
Yeah, is that get consulted with your own guidelines for closures? Because we were told that your closures are for weather, for fire, not for planned construction events. So that doesn't coordinate with your own guidelines.
That's not on me.
Who is it on?
It's on the field manager.
What's their name?
It's on the closure order.
So they're saying that the BLM can close during for fires and flooding, but not for construction. And so the person is asking that you can see they have their paperwork explaining to them that according to their own rules, they're not allowed to close roads for just construction. The person said that he can't speak to that. He's just delivering that. But on the order, there's the contact information for the person, the manager, I think is what he said. Yeah. I think I'm going to take it down here in a second. Wait a minute. Anyway, so you can see now that so that was the BLM. So that's Bureau of Land Management. There's been park rangers, which might be the BLM. That might be the BLM folks doing the park ranger vehicle, which is DHS, U.S. Bus. If they cross that way, they can get fined and accelerate some of the penalties. People here responded by saying, well, according to your own guidelines that you have written down, and the idea of law is you aren't allowed to close roads due to planned construction, only due to fire hazards or flooding. And so, yeah, so like I said, basically what's been going on since we got here is this. People sharing in prayer. We heard a lot of different speakers. I'm going to go ahead and take this down. Thank you to everyone for being here. Keep following the Indian Collective. And also, if you want to support this land back sort of ongoing defense, you can go to that link tree that's in the description that has links to all the different sort of bail funds, to learn information about what's going on here, to just kind of like have a different sense of all the different kind of aspects that are going on in this particular place. Again, all the places that you're seeing this happen are different, and so it's important to learn about that. And that was kind of what we learned in that the conversation we had was like, learn where you're at, and who you're talking to. Organizing yourself to be able to see the world differently. All right, so I'm gonna go down. Again, I'm Lorenzo Serna. I am part of the Indian Collective just out here covering what's going on. So that's it. might show me, but I'm just sweaty. I apologize too. It looks like there's a. Let me see if I can see the chat really quick. Before I go down here. Oh, jeez. Alright, Cam. Alright, yeah, I apologize for the signal string. Just along the U.S.-Mexico border. I'll try to work on that next few days. I have some ideas to make sure this will be a little bit better. But since we're by the border, our modems are kind of jumping back and forth, and some of them don't work across the border, some of them do, so it's kind of like a bit of a cluster. But thank you so much for being here. I can't say that enough. Linktree should be in the timeline there. His Sapat's the first land back film from the Indian Collective. Check that out. You can go to the Indian Collective too to sign up for updates on Indigenous Peoples Day. It's going to be a big day of celebration. I would definitely check that out. And yeah, as you saw, that this is ongoing. Everyone here is just holding space in prayer and peace, sharing stories, doing what people have been doing for thousands of years before this border even existed. And yeah. There's been a few border patrol vehicles kind of swinging by really fast and sort of doing a little stuff that feels a little dangerous. No problem, Jewel. Thanks for being here. We'll be back later. We'll be alive for the next few days, next 10 days or something. I don't know. We'll be around. All right. Much respect. Have a great day. Have a great night.